From the San Antonio Express News, my name is Luis Vasquez, and this is your Express Briefing. All of the stories you need to know to start your day. You can expect mostly sunny skies and a high of 94. Today we'll have reporters at San Antonio City Council meeting, as well as evening coronavirus briefing, which is now held just twice a week. Be sure to check out expressnews.com throughout the day for updates. Like many in the Alamo City, if you're not comfortable sitting in a restaurant dining room just yet, our taste team has 3 carry-out all-stars where takeout's the only game. And our gardening gurus, Neil Sperry and Calvin Finch, answer your questions and lay out a summer guide to lawn care. And now for the top headlines of the day. The San Antonio housing market was hit hard in May, with sales in the area plunging 20%, the market's worst stretch since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. The San Antonio Board of Realtors reported Wednesday that 2,869 homes were sold in the metro area, down 3,590 during the same period last year. The board also said sales started sliding in April, falling 8%, the first decrease since June 2019. Despite the drop in May, board chairman Kim Bragman said the numbers aren't as dire as they seem. Madison Eisler provides a look at what the next few months may hold in the housing market. Mayor Ron Nirenberg and 7 city council members, an overwhelming majority, have said that they're open to re-examining how much the city spends on the police department. That money could be rerouted for anti-poverty initiatives, including helping the city's homeless, training residents for high-demand jobs, or to pay for services for domestic violence victims and those suffering with mental health problems. Staff writer Joshua Fechter breaks down the proposed initiatives put forth by the City Council. Delays in coronavirus testing results have become common in a state still struggling to increase testing amid the pandemic. While access is expanding across much of Texas, testing itself has remained flat for weeks, stuck well below the 30,000 goal set by Governor Greg Abbott in late April. Testing has plateaued even as the governor ordered widespread testing in hotspots such as nursing homes, meatpacking plants, jails, prisons, and minority communities. Some of those tested have reported getting results back after the 14-day incubation period for the virus. Rebecca Fisher, an epidemiologist and infectious disease expert at Texas A&M, called the 2-week wait disastrous. Jeremy Blackham explains why the flattening is especially concerning and what might be behind it. "25 years after her death, Selena Quintanilla Perez continues to influence, inspire, and sell. A UTSA associate professor also hopes she'll serve as an academic instrument and means to study how identity is formed. The class will explore Mexican-American identity in the United States through the life of one young South Texas singer on the cusp of crossover stardom. If any Selena superfans think it might be an easy course, they might want to check out The Professor. Columnist Elaine Ayala introduces us to Sonia M. Aleman and her class. Next up are your need-to-know headlines. You can find all these headlines and more in your Express News subscription. If you're not a subscriber, please consider becoming one to stay up to date with all the goings-on in San Antonio. General Charles Brown Jr. will become the military's first African-American service chief when another 4-star commander, David Goldfein, closes out his career in 2 months. Both men have ties to the Alamo City. Longtime San Antonio construction executive Bartley Zachary, a giant in the industry who oversaw massive projects all over the globe, died Wednesday. He was 86. Philonise Floyd sat for hours before a congressional committee on Wednesday, just a day after burying his brother George Floyd, so he could deliver this message. It's on you to make sure his death is not in vain. Northside Independent School District's chief says the district budget will be stable under the best-case scenario. The district will get $17 million in federal stimulus funds, but the district still doesn't know exactly how much of the money they must pass on to private schools. President Donald Trump is scheduled to travel to Dallas on Thursday to meet with police, faith leaders, and small business owners ahead of a political fundraiser. San Antonio-based cloud service company Rackspace Technology appears to be preparing to return to the stock market. A quiet battle of wills is developing between Mayor Ron Nirenberg and Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolff on one side, and the Via Metropolitan Transit Board on the other, over money that both dearly want to shore up services devastated by the COVID-19 crisis. Kathy Armstrong, who had led Luminaria since 2015, is stepping down from that post. From the beginning, Colin Kaepernick said he was protesting the nation's long history of police brutality against its black citizens. Yet critics have accused him of disrespecting the flag, the military, and the country. That was never the point or the discussion, writes the Express News editorial board. And now the fun stuff. When the COVID-19 pandemic struck back in March, countless Texans responded to the new work-from-home conditions by planting a garden. And those beds and boxes, especially those loaded with fresh herbs, are now overflowing with a bounty of green goodness. This week, we've put that aromatic surplus to good use in 5 herb-heavy recipes that are sure to leave you and your family feeling like planting that victory garden was worth the effort. In history news, 2 projects designed to preserve San Antonio stories are underway. One aimed at documenting the coronavirus pandemic through the eyes of the city's arts community, and the other devoted to the history of the Carver Community Cultural Center. Summer's easiest dessert is Potts & Co.'s apple cinnamon crumble in reusable ramekins. Staff writer Paul Stevens will show you where you can find them. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred guaranteed the return of Major League Baseball in 2020. Even if he must mandate a truncated season. That was your Express Briefing. My name is Luis Vasquez. Consider becoming an Express News subscriber to get in-depth coverage of all the goings-on in San Antonio. Also, be sure to rate and review this podcast in your Apple Podcasts app. It will really help the show. Have a wonderful day.